All right, just checking in from the REI in Orlando, Florida. We stopped to get some supplies for our little adventure. I am taking my daughter's stuff out to Santa Monica, California from Melbourne Beach, Florida. Of course, I volunteered for this trip because there are mountains between Melbourne and California. And so we're going to use it as a little JMT training and also just like a chance to see the country. I've never done this drive. I'm so kind of excited. I'm going to miss my fam for the 10 days or so I'll be away. But we're going to try and like get some good training in and maybe see some cool sights that we can share with you. So I will be checking back from the road. We're about an hour out of Orlando, not even. Like I said, I got a late start. Destination tonight is hopefully Pensacola. Kind of shoot for that. Get an hour difference in time, so I make up an hour there. So I think I can get in at like maybe 12:31, which would actually be like 2 o'clock to my body, but I'd be pretty happy with that. You know, to make it, even if I had left at the time I was hoping, I probably wouldn't have went much further than Pensacola. I probably would have stopped and had something to eat. We're just gonna skip that. We're just gonna drive and then get up early tomorrow. Maybe get a coffee by the Gulf and then head to Bama. But yeah, it's a beautiful night cruising. Day 2 of our journey, Operation Get Riley's Stuff out to Santa Monica, California. Whoa! Let's try that again. Operation Day 2, Get Riley's Stuff out to Santa Monica, California. Of course, I volunteered for the trip because there are some mountains between Melbourne Beach and Santa Monica, and so I'm going to do my test run and test my fitness and test my equipment and all that stuff on this trip. So currently, first night we made it from Melbourne Beach to Miramar Beach on the Gulf Coast. Never been to this part of the country. It's really nice, really makes me want to come back here. Some of the biggest bars I've ever seen on the beach. And then I'm coming up to the Florida-Alabama line, so I think, you know, that's kind of infamous for its big bars too, I believe. But yeah, it's really nice. Drove through Miramar, Destin, Fort Walton Beach, and about to jump back on I-10. So yeah, plan today is Mobile, maybe Lafayette. We're going to bypass New Orleans, too tempting, and it's just quicker. And then hopefully we'll end up somewhere on the eastern side of Texas or that border there. We'll see. Check out something in Mississippi too. I'd like to make a stop there just so I can say I did. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But try to show you some stuff on the road when it's interesting, and kind of saw some cool things. I got to get better with my get used to recording what's going on the road, but I'll try to do better with that going forward. All right, cheers, my friends. Great Lafayette. You hear that? See that name a lot in New Orleans and Louisiana. I mean, that's cool. Where am I going? There's Mississippi on the other side of that. Thank you. Let's see if we can get over there. Yeah, we're at the Texas rest stop. All right. On the road again. Next stop, Guadalupe Mountains. detour. So if you can see way up in the distance, that white car, that's my campsite about 40 or 50 yards to the right of it. So it's a carry-in campsite. And I hiked up that side, and then you come around this ledge here, all the way up to the Aztec Caves there. Then there's the gap behind it you can hike, and then you come down this way, and this is our current situation. Kind of a little test hike, the JMT, and I've been driving since 3 o'clock this morning from, where did I start? I don't even know the name of the town, but past Houston, past San Antonio this morning before rush hour, and got to El Paso, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. By the time I checked in here, set up my campsite, got my firewood, I decided to do the shorter hike than the full Franklin Mountain, which I kind of planned to do. I was going to do this shorter one, then I'll do another one in the morning, and then I'm going to hit the road for Cali. But yeah, it's really not too tough, but you know what? I was definitely winded. I haven't really done this kind of climbing in a long time, so, and really my legs even felt a little shaky. I don't know if it's because I've been just drinking Celsius and coffee all day and I'm a little caffeine out. So I'm trying to get some nutrition tonight, some salt in my body, and it'll be rock strong by tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, it's just gorgeous out here. And I mean, I only saw one other camp. There's probably about 25 campsites here. I think 25, is it 26? That's it. I only saw one other campsite taken, so there's plenty of available campsites, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Just nearing the bottom of the trail now. You can see it's really nicely maintained and very pretty. Love these little steps. Make it a little easier, and you can't see it. You know, that in the distance I think is actually Mexico. Definitely those mountains over there, at least on the other side of those mountains, but I think it's before that. And if you kind of hang a left out that way, that's El Paso. And Texas El Paso College is right on the other side of this mountain. You got to be fit for that school, because I drove by it and it's all on hills. This little gulch going down. A lot of these cactus are blooming, mostly yellow with some purple flowers. It's really stunning. Birds are talking to me. God is great. One of the catches these campsites is you gotta carry in, and you can see you have to park all the way down there. But look at how nice this is. I mean, I don't know, there's no tarp on that, but see, it's got a wall you can hang out on. It's got a fire pit. Like I said, it's a picnic table, fire pit, barbecue. You know, I got to hike into it, but I mean, that's what I'm here for anyway. So, but yeah, really nice. This one's a hike. This one you got to come up some elevation, so you're gonna have to backpack it in. I'm gonna be backpacking this stuff in that I have on my back, but I'm also gonna do a couple trips, bring my cooler up, bring up some stuff to get organized. But yeah, nature wins again. Bad place to watch the sunset. Should bring a beer with me. I guess it continues up there. Should we keep going? This is pretty high. That's even higher. Alright. Challenge accepted. That's where we we came, other side of that little notch and down the valley. That's where I'm actually gonna go back and watch the sunset. But we're just gonna climb to the top of this. Oh, did I get all that? Let me do that again, just in case my thing was pointing down. I have a feeling from up here we'll be able to see El Paso, but I'm not sure. Possibly Mexico too, but I kind of lost my bearings, so I'm not positive if Mexico is still close to the border here. We're still close to the border, or if it's veered away from, you know, it's like 10 miles after El Paso. It may have veered a bit, but I don't know. There's a mountain range out there. I have a feeling that continues to be the border. Oh, here we go. I think we're at the summit. And there's more we can do. I just don't want to get stuck up here with the sun down. Maybe I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, we'll probably get a nice view of El Paso from there. But spectacular. All right. Yeah, can't see El Paso. It's tucked around that corner. Nice little hike though. Sunset Trail, Upper Sunset Trail at Franklin Mountain on the Texas-New Mexico border. About 20 minutes, 15 minutes from El Paso, right off Interstate 10. And there's the highway out there. Where I'm staying tonight, doing some JMT training. I gotta be honest, it's been, I mean, I've been in the car for 3 days and got out and tried to hike, and it kicked my butt. So I was like, oh man, this is not good. I didn't go for that long of a hike. I hiked for like an hour and a half, and I was pretty shot. But then after I got some food and I stretched out a little bit, I was like, you know what, I'm going to hike again. And glad I did. I've hiked about 3 miles. Again, nothing crazy, some elevation gain, but nothing like I'm going to face, but at least I feel good now. And I felt so bad. And I think that's a good lesson for the JMT, because I've heard there's some real ups and downs. I literally, after that hike today, said, how the hell am I doing JMT? I am not the quitting type. I'm the type, I'm very stubborn. I set my mind to something, I do it. And you know, I've been training hard, and I gotta go and do a couple mile hike with like 500 feet elevation, and I'm freaking, my legs were shaking. But I think I did drink a lot of coffee. I didn't eat, I haven't been eating well for 3 days. I'm hoping that's what it is. And my back, everything's just, you know, all funky from sitting in the car. Definitely, you know, people that are driving, if you're driving to JMT, I know a lot of West Coasters do that. I know in some ways it's easier for logistics, but man, that's, you want to give yourself a day, I think, in between, so you can stretch out, maybe get a hot tub, get some good food in you if you're going for any kind of distance. Because I'm all messed up from sitting in that car. But anyway, I feel good now that I forced myself out on this, and I'm feeling a little bit more positive about things. But I think like there's a little bit of a reality check, and I'm going to be hiking maybe Camelback in the morning. All right, I'm gonna do this again. I just had a big talk as I came up this hill, came down that hill and up this hill, and man, it was really good. I kind of spilled my guts, and I'm not gonna try and recreate it. I thought I had pressed record, and it's recording. Slide to unlock. Okay, it looks like it's recording. Keeps turning off on me. I did my rant twice. I don't know if it recorded, but can you see that green patch where the sun is shining on it right now? And it's kind of, I noticed it as I was driving in. There's like a green patch that goes all the way up, and then everything else gets brown. I could be wrong. I could just be making stuff up, but I think that's because that's the Rio Grande, and you can kind of see where it curves there, somewhere out over there, and you know, so the water just making everything lush. And so if that is the Rio Grande, that's Mexico on the other side of it, and those mountains, I know down there, I think those mountains are the Mexican border, but over here I wasn't sure where it was. But if that's the Rio, then that's probably it, although somewhere here in Texas it does cut away from the border, so I could just be making shit up. I don't know. It makes sense to me. All right, thanks again. Like, subscribe, and see you on the trail.